Well, the final big day is here. You've got your plans drawn up, you've picked your builder, and the process is going to begin. You're going to have your house built, your shop built, your new office building built to put your dentist office in. Who has the final say? How prepared are you? Is the building being purpose-built for the end use? Not just for what you plan to have in for floor space, but the envelope, the HVAC, the electrical, the plumbing, the trades. Are things lined up? Are people lined up? Do they understand what needs to happen in what order and why? These are the things that we're going to discuss today, because so many times I've seen it on multiple job sites where everyone is doing their own thing and what's right for them at the moment. Most trades don't want to come back. They don't want to be interfered with. They don't want to be delayed. A lot of times other trades will be disrespectful to other trades' work. They'll hack stuff up, add stuff, forget things, put things in late, put things in too early. It was good for them at the time. It was good to come back later. They put a hole through your thing. This is what matters. Today, we're going to discuss trade sequence, who has the final say on your job when you're getting spray foam insulation.
How could you do something so vicious?
It was easy, my dear. You forget I spent 2 years as a building contractor. Now let's go.
Well, hello everybody, Mike with Spray Jones coming to you with another video on purpose-built construction. The reason that I have to harp on this is that few people truly connect the dots when doing construction. You need to decide when you're using your project, building your project, what are you going to be doing? Wood frame construction? Steel studs and exterior grade drywall? Is there going to be external insulation? Are you going to want to use closed cell or open cell foam? And if you're going to be doing a post frame structure, how's that going to be attached and look? The reason being is that all of these systems need to have forethought as to where the foam is going to go, how much foam is going to go, and what sequence other items like electrical and through wall flashings need to be done. Who ultimately decides what's going on? Well, that is the person that is paying for it. They get to decide the final say. However, it is the builder, the interface with the end user. The builder has to represent the best interests to the client, and that means overseeing what the trades are going to be doing and understanding the decisions that each trade are going to be impacting on another. I'll give you an example. If you go and put spray foam up before you've done any outside electrical, then you're going to have to add the electrical post spray foam. Well, you're going to be hacking into the foam and wrecking the very envelope that you paid for. That would be going backwards. It would be needing to do a lot of touch-ups after the insulation has been added. And it's a waste of time and a waste of money. So what would you do instead? You would get your electrical roughed in ahead of time and then get your foam in, around, and seal it. The builder has to oversee the electrical, they have to oversee the framing, the HVAC rough-ins, floor rough-ins between levels. They have to oversee how corners are detailed out. Maybe you can't get into a corner, maybe it's going to be obscured, blocked, maybe there's solid framing, not. They have to be able to make alterations. They have to be able to do change orders where people want a window moved, add a fireplace, add stair details. Ultimately, the builder is going to be the one responsible for overseeing the continuity of the entire system, and that means envelope as well. I've seen where trades have come in after the spray foam, forgot to put electrical outlets for lights in the soffitting, drilled holes straight through the spray foam, 1-inch holes, ran the wires to out, put the soffitting lights in, and then never sealed the spray foam up. Never told anybody about it, but also the builder that had them do this never thought to check and see that that was sealed up post spray foam. Happens all the time. Trades come in, hack up the foam, hit the foam, bang it, move it around, do all of these things, and don't think twice about sealing it up. So you have got to have success set up from the beginning. Design your floor system, design your wall, design your truss, design where you're going to terminate your spray foam to. Have your meetings with your builder and with your spray foam guy, and then have your details on your drawings done or discussed on where you're going to bring things to. Set the height of a ceiling, set the height of a floor, where a bulkhead is going to be after the spray foam is installed. Don't put things up in the way that are going to make it difficult for the spray foam guy to get into a corner or an edge or lap something so that they can see where things need to be. Likewise, maybe stairs or doors or work platforms need to be installed ahead of time so that everybody can have access to the space and get into where they need to be. I've seen situations many times where it's made good framing detail to rough something out ahead of time, but it's lousy for the envelope. It's lousy for running the electrical. And when you go to open the wall up, the cavity just keeps going and going and going. Everybody has amnesia on these types of things after the fact. If you say, do the best you can, put the foam in here, put the foam in there, you're asking for guesswork. Remember, we're not spraying to plexiglass, so we cannot see a perfect, clear example of where the foam has gotten and not gotten. And there's many times where spray foam is going to bridge into corners and into cavities where it's going to get part of the way, but maybe not all of the way, right? So you want to make sure that you've given yourself the best opportunity to get the foam in as much intimate contact with direct to exterior framing details as possible. But sometimes it's not entirely possible given what we have. We're not going to do destructive testing on a corner or on a roof detail and cut into things and open things back up and destroy it. So we need to have the detail opened from the day we go to spray it so we have the best opportunity to get the foam into it, and then build the foam up successfully, thick enough internally that we give ourselves extra insurance that if it didn't get all the way to the edges or the corners, that we've got sufficient amount on the inside to get things sealed and stop there from being a problem from in to out. So the builder has to oversee this. The spray foam guy can come out, do their job, get everything sealed up, and then what happens after they leave? We've been on jobs many times where we've come back, our foam's been hacked out, cut out, framing details have been changed, things have been added. I saw one guy, he hacked a huge portion of the foam out, swept all the chips up into the sump pump. We got a phone call and they said, hey, why'd you guys put all of your mess in the sump pump? I can't believe you guys would do that. I'm like, we didn't. So you have got to have the builder there. They have got to oversee what's going on, which trades are working, what they're doing, how they're impacting each other, not putting ductwork in the way, a plenum in the way. I saw a plenum one time in front of 2 feet of wall where absolutely no insulation was in that wall yet they put ductwork in the way and nothing could get behind it. So all that had to get disconnected and unhooked. And no, we don't have a magic wand. You cannot get the spray foam guys to come in and somehow wave a wand around like it's a pressure washer or inject it from a side or an edge. So you've got to purpose build it. You have got to think, where's the foam need to be placed? Where are we starting? Where are we stopping? What are the sequence of events with trades? Most of the time, you need to have the spray foam guys in early, but not so early that no rough ins have begun. Usually there should be penetrations cut to the outside, electrical cut to the outside, and that can all be sealed in place. Otherwise, you're going to have to come back after the fact, and who's going to be responsible for that? I've seen situations where spray guys left, then they've gone in and changed, hacked things through, nobody's sealed it up. So the builder has to be the final say, the final authority. They have to make sure that all continuity has gone together and that the end result is what the client should be paying for, and that they can reasonably sign off on things that each person along the way has done their job correctly. So many times people have had the trades come in, the trade does a job, the builder doesn't know, good, bad, or otherwise, whether or not it's working or going to work. They hand over the product to the customer, and then when there's problems, they come back to the trades and say, what did you do here? What didn't you do here? And meanwhile, it's a continuity issue. It's a site management. How many times have we seen guys hardly hanging out on site, hardly overseeing what their tradespeople have done, going to drywall before they've had a chance to look things over and make sure that everything has worked the proper way. I've seen jobs where total lights in hallways got missed because they didn't do a post rough-in electrical walkthrough before they went to drywall. I've seen where caulking and air sealing wasn't even completed and the okay was given to the drywallers to come in when trades weren't even done their work and they were sealing things up. So the builder has to have the final say, and they have to be somebody trustworthy and understanding what's going on and how the details are supposed to work. So hope this makes sense to you. Get a good builder that's going to care about actually giving you the end product that you need, not just making a bunch of money off of the transactions that are going on, right? The worst kind of people to be dealing with are just middlemen that raise the cost on everything but don't actually provide you with any advocate of quality at the end. And they want to deflect responsibility and deflect workmanship onto somebody else, when at the end of the day, they really are the final say on these things. So share, like, and subscribe. Pass it around. Leave a comment. We'll catch you on a new video soon.